Everyone, welcome to my first real DIY here on my channel. I am going to attempt to bring you some really cool, possibly high-end, rustic, whatever type of things I choose to create that I think you might like. Today, I am going to be taking these giant candlesticks that I got at Goodwill for I think $3 for the set of them, and I am going to be using some of these glass candle jar thingies that I got at Dollar Tree, and I've already got this one masked off. On this one, I just want to make sure I get them even. So on this one, I don't know if you can see it, I made some lines with a Sharpie, just so I could put my painter's tape on and hopefully have it even. This is going to roll away on me. Okay, so let's get that done, and then we'll get on with the project. I'm going to try to lay this on as perfectly lined up. I knew that was going to happen. With my little lines as possible. And I'm already getting crooked. Those of you who have been with my channel for a while now, I tend to get messy. I tend to sometimes make some pretty awesome boo-boos. And I usually have one disaster while I'm crafting, like I'll drop something off of my work surface. It's what I do, people. So if you hear anything, that's just Rob in the background talking to the kitties, who have been pretty good today for a change. So, hopefully I've got that straight. Let's just, oops, I'm using my pinking shears because I couldn't find my other scissors a little while ago. So, get this lined up nice and even if possible. That's going to be it, guys. That's going to be as good as I can do. So we're going to hope it's even. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to take a foam brush and some Waverly ink chalk paint, and I'm going to start painting. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dab just a bit of it around the edge of my painter's tape and just let that dry. I've watched other people on YouTube do this, and hopefully it's going to... Oops, let me get that out of the way. It's going to keep it from bleeding under the tape once I paint the whole bottom of the jar. So here I am painting a black line right around my painter's tape, and that's in hopes that when I do go ahead and paint all the way around it, that my paint will not bleed through underneath my tape. So that's what I'm doing there, and I realize I'm a little bit off camera at this point. So anyway, there I'm just showing you I did that. Now while I'm letting that dry a little bit, I decided to go ahead and paint the bases of my candlesticks. Now on these, they're pretty glossy, and I've never really worked a lot with like the chalk paints on any sort of glazed ceramic or glass or anything like that. So this was a new experience to me, and again I apologize because I'm still a little bit off camera. I found though that the paint worked best for me on these glossy surfaces if I tried to brush it all in the same direction going around. I don't know if that's something other people have experienced or not, but I found it worked best for me, so I kept trying to go the same direction all the way around. And it went pretty quickly. The paint covered pretty good, although I did in the end end up putting another coat on these candlesticks because I had a couple little spots I didn't get the first time around, and also I was just seeing a lot of like marks from my paint puff there, so I did do 2 coats on these, just so you know, because I don't show that in the video where I go in and I put the second coat on these, because I figured you already watched me paint once, you don't need to watch me again. It's going to be the same old, right? So then I just came up around the edges, made sure I got those good, and then I painted down inside of the candlestick, but I did not paint the hole in the center. I didn't go down into that because it's never going to show again once I get the tops on them. So I just went ahead and did that, and then I'm starting on the other one here. And again, I'm off camera because I haven't figured it out yet that I need to move my camera a little bit, which I do later on in the video. I finally get it together and go, hey, guess what? You need to move your camera. I will get the hang of this, people. This is probably only the second voiceover I've ever done, so I'm a little nervous with that too. But I intend to do a lot more voiceover videos. In fact, most of them probably will be sped up with voiceover. So you know what's coming, because I'm over these long, drawn-out videos when it's basically a very, very simple, idea that doesn't take that long. So I'm getting all my black paint on these candle holders, and I am really, really, really liking them in black. I mean, they were pretty hideous to start with. I was not a fan. I almost passed them by just because they were so ugly, and then I was like, wait a minute. It's $3 for the set, so, and I'm going to paint these things. They're not going to stay this color, and so then I bought them. But yeah, they are not a pretty color. Let's put it that way. So there, I'm just finishing up the first coat on that one. And then I'm like, what do? I need to move this thing, and I've got wet paint on it, so I just kind of shoved it over with my fingers. So now I started on the actual glass parts, and see there, I got smart and moved my camera. So I wasn't off camera as much. Now, like I said, I've never worked with the chalk paints on glass before, and honestly, it looked to me like I had it all coated, but then you'll see like when I turn it that I had spots that I missed. And it wasn't coating like I thought it would. It was, even when it looked like I had a full coat on it, I could look down through it and I could still see through the sides like the paint was just too thinned out. So, and there I am off camera again anyway. Anyway, I was like, okay, this isn't working real well for me. So I did end up doing 3 coats of this. I only did 1 coat. Yeah, there, see, I saw something I missed, so I'm touching that up. I did do 3 coats on the glass, and it did cover really good finally by the 3rd coat. But yeah, it did take me 3 coats to get it covered enough. So if you're doing it, you might want to spray paint these, or you might just know a better way to get the paint to adhere to the glass. Gesso would have worked, but I didn't want to mess with gesso at the time. And I'm still off camera, but see there, I got it painted. So yeah, so anyway, this was a really quick project other than waiting for the paint to dry and having to do so many coats. So here we go to the end and the finished product because, well, okay, we're not going to the end yet. I'm ahead of myself. Watch the video. Okay, it's me. So I bought these white candles. And there I'm showing you, and I've already got some glue on the top because I'm using the Gorilla brand glue, and it said to coat both sides and wait about 10 minutes. Well, I didn't get enough glue on, and I'll figure that out in just a second here, which is typical me. So here I am. Sorry about that part. I was jumping ahead of myself. Like I said, I'm really nervous, okay? Sorry. It'll get better. Anyway, so then I set it on there, but now I realize that I don't have near enough glue on there, so maybe I better put some more glue on. And these things just fit in there. I mean, they were just the exact size to fit down in there. So after I got enough glue on finally, it was, like trying to get them positioned exactly right because it was a tight fit. So I'm still just trying to position them a little bit, and I'm realizing they're not setting up as fast as I would like, of course, which they're not going to do. So at this point, I decide that after I wipe up some glue mess I made there, because I don't want everything stuck to it, I realize that, it would probably be, a good idea to get out the hot glue gun and put some hot glue on there for that instant quick hold, and then let the Gorilla Glue dry. And now again, I'm positioning the candle holder so I can get it straight up and down. And I do it on the other one. And that does the trick. So anyway, I've got this nautical rope here. And so yeah, I decided that I really liked it around the edge there. I thought that gave it, I don't know, I had this look in my head, and for once I pulled it off. And so I'm just putting the hot glue around the edge, and I used hot glue because I may want to redo these sometime down the road. I really like them right now. I really love the way they turned out, but I might want to do something else with them in the future, so I'm just going ahead and hot gluing everything down so that it could be taken off again in the future if I wanted to. And this is the nautical rope from Dollar Tree. So, and I really like it. Guys, it stinks. It stinks like burlap. I mean, and I know it's all jute and stuff, so yeah, of course it's going to, but oh, it's got an aroma. And there I was cutting the end off so that I could just butt it up against the other end, and I didn't have it cut quite enough. So now I'm just applying the rest of the hot glue and applying it to that end that I'd already stuck down. And then I'm just kind of pushing the rope together and getting hot glue all over my fingers. And I'm pretty sure there was a swear word or two in there, but I'm not going to repeat it here. So yeah, there's that one. I'm just showing you that. And then I decided that I just wanted to put, to kind of even it out. I was trying to debate whether to put it on the indented part in the middle of the candlestick or around the bottom. And I realized around the bottom would have looked really stupid, so I decided to go with the indent in the middle of the candlestick. And that was exactly the right place to put it, because I tell you guys, I am really pleased with the way these turned out. So I'm just gluing it around. If you hear any crunchy type noises, Cuddles is in here and she's eating. So she's crunching her food. Cuddles is my daughter's cat. My daughter, they're looking to buy a house. They can't have her in the rental where they're at, but they're looking to buy a house. So hopefully they'll get one and Cuddles will get to go home to her family soon. So now I'm just trimming off the edge just to make it even. And I think I got it. Nope, a little more trimming. And now I've got it. So yeah, so that just took a matter of minutes. It did not take that long. So this is a really easy and really quick project to do. If you decide to do something just like it or similar, it's not going to take you very long other than that paint drying. And there I finally got something with a metal end so that I could push the rope together and stop burning the crap out of my fingers, which I'm good at doing. But there I am back with my fingers again, so I didn't learn anything by, hot gluing them before. So anyway, then I tip it up and show you that's how it turned out. And honest, I really like it. It is exactly what I envisioned for these. So yeah, something turned out right. So now I'm just gluing the end together so that the ends of the rope don't fray out when I go to stick them down, because that's not really the look I'm going for. So I'm just going to go around like I did with the other one, and I am also kind of putting the glue so it's gluing to the candle holder but also to the side of the glass at the same time, so that I know that it's going to hold the whole thing and it's all going to hold together really nice. So this time I decided to get smart and cut the rope before I get to the end, because it doesn't give you a lot of room to cut when you've got it mostly glued down. So yeah, I figured that out too. So now it's just going to be a matter of just gluing it down and getting it in place and closing up that little back part where the little gap is, and I'm already done with that. So that didn't take very long at all to do that. And now just for the one that goes around the middle of the candlestick, and project is all finished. I'm just putting some glue on the end there again, which I do every time, and burn my fingers, of course. Still haven't learned. They didn't have any of those pink fingertip deals that I see everybody else using. They didn't have them when I was at Dollar Tree, so I will keep looking out for them. But my nearest Dollar Tree is like 50 miles away, so I don't get there that often. That's probably why all the cool stuff, if they even get the cool stuff like you guys, because my Dollar Tree is kind of lacking. If they even get that cool stuff, that's why I usually don't get it, because I live 50 miles away and I go about every 2 weeks or so. It just depends on when I have off from work, so that, is a factor too. But yeah, our Dollar Tree doesn't have a lot. And then there's another Dollar Tree in another town, but it's also 50 miles away. So it's equal distance. And there's well, yeah, and then there's a third town. That one's probably got a Dollar Tree too, and it's 50 miles away. So I'm kind of 50 miles away from a Dollar Tree no matter what I do, which is too bad. But then again, I think I'd probably be there every other day buying more stuff that I really don't need. So yeah, so there, I'm all done with that one, and just tip it up to show you that, I really love the way these turned out. Now, I bought these white candles and I bought some of these white rocks, and I lost the footage where I put the candles into the candle holders. But here's the end result. And you're probably going to hear some noise there in the background. That would be my fan and my air conditioner. I don't have my craft room set up for the spot where I want to display everything. So for right now, we had to make do with what we had. But that's how they turned out. And I, myself, am really, really, really pleased with these. So I hope you like this. I hope you give it a try. If you like what you saw in this video, please hit like and subscribe. And we're going to have much more fun, a lot more fun, and really, creative DIY videos. So please be sure to join me for the next one. I thank you and have a great weekend. Bye.